So, welcome to day 6. Somewhere I'm hearing an echo. Yeah, I request everyone to be on mute. Oh, yes, masters. So far, we have discussed about science of meditation, the power of gratitude, and we have listened to the experience of the master, baby Arya. And yesterday we have understood about the perfect middle path. However, for some of our friends who have missed this experiment, of course, on that day recording is also not available. So I'd like to explain one more time for all of our friends who have missed. So masters, I just want to show the plants which I have. So these are the plant. This is just one plant. What I have did is I have just potted in, I have split it up and just potted in two different um, pots, let's say. So in one pot, as you might have noticed, the growth is a bit slow. And in one pot, it's so alive. It's so, I can see full of life. And suddenly I didn't realize like why is the same thing which I have separated. Is the same stem. I did not know at that time what I have did. I just have kept in two different pots. But one thing that I have realized later is that I was keep on turning the pot and then I have wrote the word called heart. I have wrote long before and I forgot. So I was just turning the pots and then I realized that there is a word called heart, which means I'm trying to say that, the words, with the words that we speak, the plants are also resonating. So as we see the growth, we do not see it every day. But after some time, we can see the growth in these plants. So if these friends are telling us like how they are functioning based on the words that we are using, then eventually for us as human beings, we don't see the growth in ourselves. Just like as we are seeing the plants, our friends will not be able to recognize us because, the humans are changing constantly. So they just think, okay, they are changing. We are humans because we are changing constantly. But the fact is that when we use the right words, when our speech is impeccable, so we keep on transforming. So this is the perfect example of how the words carry a lot of weight. So this is why we experiment a little bit with water. So because when we say before sitting in meditation, we drink water, and after we get up from meditation, we drink water. So let us express gratitude before we are sitting in meditation. And after we get up, when we are drinking that water, how the taste have transformed, how the water is getting fine-tuned with our energies. So this is the experiment that we all collectively do. And let us be completely aware of our senses. So this is the experiment that we are trying to do in this 24 days, so that the data makes so much like other people also get transformed. So coming back, what we have discussed yesterday about the perfect middle path. So in the middle path, who will see us? Come on, anyone can unmute and tell me who is the one who is seeing us in the perfect middle path.
No, it's no one else but ourselves.
Perfect. Thank you, Sneha. Yes. So when we follow the perfect middle path, we are the one who will be seeing ourselves because we are living life to the fullest. So if we see any person who is achieving more, then which means they are lacking something. So the balance is like always like this. So more means somewhere it's But in the perfect middle path, everything is balanced. And this is what we are. So today we learn about one more step, which is Buddhahood. So when we listen to word Buddhahood, we think that about Buddha, right? Of course, every one of you might first imagine about Buddha. So we are not speaking about where Buddha is born. Is it in Lumbini, who his father was, how he transformed? Not at all. So Buddhahood is a enlightened stage, an awakened stage. So Buddhahood is equal to enlightenment plus wisdom plus deep connection. So deep connection with whom? With ourselves and with our fellow friends. And that friendship is important. So once again, Buddhahood means enlightenment plus wisdom plus deep connection. So this is the perfect example of Buddhahood. So why we are speaking in meditation? Everything that is looking around us is like we are seeing materialistically. But if we have to feel that love, or if we have to understand ourselves, one has to close our eyes and one has to go deep within. So we should be in a perfect state of materialistic way and the spiritualistic way. So this balancing is nothing but Buddhahood. Now, let us understand about the materialistic thoughts. Sorry, about the thoughts. So, when we meditate, we often tell to let go of the thoughts. So, we have the materialistic thoughts and we have the spiritualistic thoughts. So, emptying our mind is not having, not attaching to any of it. We have thoughts, we know it. That's it. But not attaching to the thoughts is Buddhahood. Not getting carried away with that emotion. When we think of a roller coaster ride, some people might feel anxious, some people might be having fear, someone have that adrenaline rush, some people might feel happy. So which means the same person undergoes different layers at different phases, but not attaching through any of your phase and just being a witness is Buddhahood. That is a pure emptiness. In that emptiness, we are everything. So it's like a paradox. If we have to understand that emptiness state, what is required again is meditation. When when we discipline ourselves for the meditation, that's where through practice, we will understand what we are. So now, oftentimes we keep on telling we have to meditate. So here I wanted to explain about a concept called sublimation. So sublimation is like fine tuning of the substance from the solid form into the gaseous form. So let me give a small example. Let's consider a crude oil is there. So at certain temperature and at certain pressure, we fine tune it. What happens? So a petroleum will come. And then after that, again, oil will be coming, petrol. And then super premium petrol. And again, if we refine it, then even that petroleum will be used for, the fuel will be used for aeroplanes as well. And again, if we refine it, that could also be helpful for the diamond, in making of the diamonds. So, which means a substance is there, and when we are fine tuning, all the impurities are getting away, and another substance is getting formed. So, what it is happening in that sublimation process at certain temperature, at certain pressure, no, the refining is happening. So even for us in our lives, the problems that we think are like pressure, are like certain temperature. So we are the ones who is getting fine tuned. So a problem is not a problem once it get fine tuned. In that state, imagine even if that gaseous thing, that solid state has a word, then what it will say, please don't harass me, please don't tell me, please don't do anything with me, because that much of temperature we give it. So when a person is going through the rough phase, it means you have to go through it to understand how you are becoming, how you are transforming. Only when you do not have any sort of resistance, and when you are accepting yourself totally, then the fine tuning happens very easily. And then we don't see any previous version. We will be seeing a new version of it, which is being used for so many things. Similarly, in Buddhahood, we all have to understand that as a persons, we are all here to serve the humanity. First, humanity, first thing that we serve is ourselves first, always. Because only when our cup is full, then only we can serve others. So to understand that humanity, to understand that life sciences, we are into this meditation. So in Buddhahood, again, we have to understand that we are all eternal friends. Buddhahood represents a pure friendship. Anything of a pure form, a Buddhahood, it represents it. So there are many layers to speak on. And in friendship, okay, before friendship, I think I have to say one more thing, as I have mentioned in the beginning, about the change. So Buddhahood is understanding the truth. So what is the perfect truth? Can anyone answer? What is a perfect truth according to you? Yes, Bindu, I see that you are
I think it is being honest to ourselves.
perfect. Anyone, masters?
To me, perfect truth is the present, this very moment which we are in. That's the
Yeah,
biggest truth.
beautiful. Any other answers, masters?
Also, master, like, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is there any perfect truth? Because it is also the self who is trying to be in the present, and at that time, whatever comes best, we do it by the situation, or we do it by the consciousness.
Yes, there is an answer to it. And what you said is also correct.
I think perfect truth is totally based on the wisdom. The more wisdom you acquire, the more reality changes, and then eventually there's only one truth, light. So we all are working towards that.
Yes, beautiful. So all of you are correct. Yes, Kushbu?
Yeah, the thing is, like everything is changing, nothing is stable. So you need to be adapted to the new change. So you don't need to be stick to the one thing or anything. So because whatever you are experiencing or seeing or anything, it is changing. So this is the truth.
Perfect. Yeah, beautifully said, Rohit. I think, yeah, this is why masters Sajjan Sangatya is required. So I cannot deny all of your answers. Everyone is correct. And in the end, change is the only constant. So change is always there in our life. Accepting that change, we are continuously changing. We are not always stagnant. We are not always, if we have to define a person, that person is not always the same. They keep on changing, and this is why in many relationships, if one changes, others cannot be able to take it, and they might be putting a tax on you. Hey, my Neelima is not like this. Hey, my mother is not like this. But we are all humans, we keep on changing, so no one can define. This is why often relationships get challenging, because we have to learn what is happening in us. We have to see what is happening in our partner as well. So yeah, the perfect truth is accepting that change is constant. So thank you, masters. Thank you for giving more insights here. So yes, our duty is always towards the truth. So in order to accept, we need meditation. In order to accept flawlessly, we need meditation. In order to accept ourselves without any judgments, we need that complete awareness. We have to gain it from meditation. So yes, and meditation is the way to practice that stillness. We become more aware. So meditation, 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 practice, practice, practice. Well, this is the perfect Buddhahood. So as we have said in that we are all eternal friends, Buddhahood is also about Maitreya. It means friendship. So here there are two concepts in friendship. One is conditional friendship, and the second one is unconditional friendship. So oftentimes everyone thinks about only unconditional friendship, right? In unconditional friendship, my friends will be able to understand whatsoever I am, what kind of personality I am. They do not judge, they accept completely. So unconditional, do not expect anything. Yes, everyone is correct in this regard. How about when it comes to condition? I don't know how many of you have heard about conditional friendship. So it is equally important as unconditional. So we are in this earth dimension. Earth dimension is nothing but 3D plane, accept it or not. So although we are souls, we have incarnated as a human form. We have taken a body. So this body has certain limitations, right? And in this conditional friendship, what we have to understand, let's say a person have insulted me. So I accept. I stay calm. How many times? I stay calm 3, 4 times. But after that, I give it back. I'm no longer the same person. So this is conditional friendship. Yes, you have to give it back. There is no need to absolutely hold it on and saying that I am an unconditional person, I'm full of love, so let it go. No need. That is the conditional friendship. So that condition is also required certain times. Otherwise, then people misuse you. Or else what happens is either people misuse you, or you are the one who is taking the karma of others and you are paying debts for other person's problems. Letting go comes under unconditional. So we will take the questions later. And here in this conditional thing, we have to understand the friendship is friendship, no matter what. It's not about, stealing something else from the friendship or robbery. I'm not speaking about different layers of conditions. In just conditional friendship, we have to think that first self-love comes. So what we are accepting from the other people, in order to accept ourselves, what we are, we have to completely understand ourselves. So the friendship is the perfect combination of both the conditional and unconditional. So this requires a bit of think masters, because conditional friendship comes with a fine tuning of the sense and the sensibility. How we are acting with complete common sense, how we are dealing the situation with utmost awareness. So we have to go layers into layers to understand about this conditional friendship. And unconditional friendship, we all know that our highest self is always unconditional to us. So we have to always remember that we are all eternal friends and we are all here for celebrations. So the Buddhahood is full of celebrations. So we have to celebrate our life. So we have to stick on to our truth. We have to enjoy. So Buddhahood is a combination of everything. So let's say we have a human body. Yeah, I don't like maybe my small finger being very small. I want all the fingers to be equal. So what happens when we resist with this change? Then I am the one who is keep on suffering, saying that in my body something is not perfect. What happens if it is not perfect? Why can't we accept as we are? So accepting us as we are is Buddhahood. Be it I am the dark complexion or the fair complexion or any color. So this has no religion, this has got no race, this has got nothing. This has got the pure emptiness. So the Buddhahood is that pure emptiness, that pure divinity in you. So this is all about the Buddhahood. So here we have to act with common sense. When we act with common sense, we understand how we are living the life with utmost quality. Every moment will become a celebration. So once again, Buddhahood means enlightenment plus wisdom plus friendship, the deep connection, to yourself and towards others. So this is all about the Buddhahood and the friendship. So here, as I said, in friendship, many of you might understand because life is full of paradoxes. Spirituality is also the same. What we think it is a reality here is not a reality on the other side. So that is why we are here, just to close our eyes, let go of all the attachments towards the worldly affairs. We are here to go into deep within ourselves. And first, let us make friendship with ourselves. Let us completely accept with all of our vulnerabilities, with all of our, as we are. So let us see the beauty in ourselves. Let us celebrate every moment. Let us make peace in this moment. In this moment, if we are making peace with ourselves, then it just follows, which means we are accumulating. So I have, in this moment, I have accumulated peace. So next minute comes, in that moment also, again, in that present moment, I'm also in peace. So what is happening is, it getting accumulated. So everything is the same. If we always think that we have full of problems, then your mind is focusing on the problems. And next moment again, you think I have a problem. The problem is accumulating and it is creating more. So what you are accumulating in that moment, it accumulates in the next stage. So how you want to lead your life, that impacts a lot. So that is why when we say that we are in that joyful state, yes, we are accumulating that joyful state and we are attracting that. So we live with it. So in this present moment, what you are, that is your reality. So yes, masters, anyone
I
have?
have one question.
Yes,
Suppose
sir.
someone is in a very negative environment situation or is surrounded with a lot of negativity. That person itself is full of positivity. How does he or she basically work out in that situation? Because now you are constantly witnessing a situation which is full of non-positivity, but inside you have to keep on constantly work out in a manner that you have to resonate in a positive sense, your thoughts, your aura, your ways of living. Though you are not meditating, but your process should be meditative. But it's a constant challenge, and that's how the world is right now. A
Exactly.
lot of judgment, a lot of observations, a lot of constant expectations, and then you have to keep on dealing with that. But let's suppose if it's let's suppose there's a set of let's suppose there is a battle going on or a war, and think about a soldier who is really very positive, but for him it's a very negative situation to be in. And so can be several other scenarios or situations. How should one deal with that?
Okay. So one thing, sir, I think we cannot take all the situations under one roof
Okay.
because every situation has to be seen as it is. For example, a soldier, this is one of the reason a soldier is, battling himself in that field. So he's performing his duty. There, positive, negative does not make any impact.
Yeah.
What is his duty? He has to do it, no matter what. So here, this is why we say, yeah, oftentimes in relationships or in our world, we often struggle with these things. Let's say in companies, especially, we have to stand out. As I said yesterday, we have to make a standout, and oftentimes people keep judging us.
Mm.
Yes, it is there. Accepting that thing as it is good without any sort of judgments. It impacts us. However, we don't take much time to come out of it. So, meditation helps here. Meditation helps us to bring back from those things. Meditation helps us to understand, to be completely aware that is a drama. Now I'm living my life. So, let the drama be and how I am being. But how we are getting carried away with your emotions, that is where we have to put an effort.
Mm.
So the other person keeps on constantly behaving in a different way. But however, how we are giving energy to that person. If we constantly think that person is behaving bad, then continuously we are giving energy to that person thinking that this person is behaving bad. Somewhere in return, we are attracting it.
Mm.
So we have to make an effort to not give energy to any such sort of instances. And the first thing is frequency attracts frequency. So when we are continuously dealing such kind of people, then what is something that we have to correct ourselves? So in meditation, one thing that I have to say this is whatever happens for us, whatever comes to us is for our own enlightenment journey, no matter what. Whatever comes to us, there is something for us to learn from that situation. Otherwise, that situation can never come to us. So here we are all frequency beings. Here we are all energy beings. Frequency attracts frequency, as simple as that.
Yeah.
So understanding that worldly affairs are like that, the judgments are like that. As I'm saying, now in spirituality, I'm speaking like this. But if I go to the office, how I am, I will be completely different Neelima.
Mm.
So in that environment, in that Maya, I have to go, I have to perform my duties. And again, after the duty is finished, again, how I am as a person, that's what defines me. So I have to cut off that environment in order to understand what I am. So this is a beautiful paradox. You have to play the drama according to that stage. Then drama is over. Again, you come back to home. Again, you have another drama calling the family life. Hey, father, or the spouse. Again, the family drama starts. So everything is like a, yeah, Maya around us. We have to play the perfect drama. And that is why we need constant Sajjana Sangatya as well. We learn from each other.
Yes.
And this is why meditation helps us more to become more aware of what we are becoming and what is happening around us, how we have to let go of the things. So, yeah. Ishwaraji. Hope you
Neelima ji.
have got the answer.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes, Anuji. I have seen you raising.
Yeah, hi Neelima ji. You mentioned about that conditional friendship, right? So taking the karma of the other person, but then if we do it like conditional or unconditional, if we are doing it from our heart, like with the pure intention of like pure intention, so still do we take that karma of the other person, like because from our end we are doing it with pure heart or pure intentions and we are trying to
What are
do
we doing
good.
here when we are doing with pure intentions means what you are trying to.
I mean, even if you are serving or even if you are suggesting, even if you are like uh, in a suggestive mode also, right? So that is also done with a pure intention of doing good for the others. Like
Yes.
conditional or unconditional. Unconditional, it's always like good, doing good, but conditional also trying to be, I mean, trying to serve goodness to the other, like either in a suggestive way or even if the opinion is not asked, but trying to still suggest what feels to be the right thing at that point of time. So, do we, at that time, you mentioned about the karma, we are taking the karma of the other person. So, that I
Yes.
did not understand.
Yeah, let me give you an example. I think I
Mm.
have a beautiful example here to share with you.
Okay.
So, let's say a person is having full of energy. They have two hands, they have two eyes, they have two legs. A person is like completely normal. And since you are unconditionally serving a platter of food, he's every day coming and dependent on you. So, what is happening? We are not teaching him how to become independent. Then, somewhere unknowingly, we are making him dependent in the name of us serving unconditionally. So what is happening is we are taking the other's karma. So he's ultimately getting dependent. These
Okay.
are the conditions. This is why here when I have said that Buddhahood and this conditional and
Mm.
unconditional thing is a fine tuning of understanding the sense and sensibility. We have to
Mm.
act complete with common sense.
Mm.
A person making dependent on us is not a right thing.
Mm.
Us making a person independent.
Mm.
So when a
Okay.
person, of course, is having a problem, you serving unconditionally, there is no perfect. I mean, it is perfectly good.
Mm. Mm.
But
Mm.
letting others making use of you, what you will
Mm.
get.
Okay, okay. So then does it mean that if we are not asked, we shouldn't be in a suggestive mode? Because sometimes that like with friends and family, we we try to help, like I mean maybe they are getting dependent or independent, that's, but then from our heart end we feel that okay, if this person is not doing the right thing, it is my prerogative to at least tell them that probably this is not the right thing to do. So is this something we should do uh, going forward, that even if we are not asked, we still are in a suggestive mode that this you could do even
Depends
if you
on
are
the
not
condition
asked?
again. It depends on the stage. If the
Mm,
person is not in a listening mode, then how much you
mm,
say, then the other person will not listen. But
okay.
however, our dharma is to make others independent.
Mm,
So that is why
okay.
even in friendship, see,
Mm,
especially in friendships, why they are there? Our friends constantly keep on correcting us.
mm.
So
Yes, yes. So that should be the way to do. I mean, we should still follow the same, that okay, we should try and correct, but maybe pause at a point where we feel that okay,
exactly.
this is much I have done.
Exactly.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Thank you, masters. So we have discussed about this Buddhahood beautifully. Let us start our meditation. And as I have mentioned, let us experiment about this water. So please have some glass of water before you sit for meditation. And try to place your water as far as the gadgets around. So don't put any sort of mobile devices around. And sit in a comfortable posture. So sorry friends, let me stop recording now itself.